Please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem. Please be seated. I would like to welcome the class of 2016 and their family and friends to commencement. My name is Brett Baker, and I am the senior class president. For those of you who know me personally, you'll know that my last month, if not last year of high school, has been the most high-strung, stressful time in my life, as it was for most seniors. My peers and I had college decisions, finals, sports, concerts, and dreaded AP tests. I, and many others, had to check all those things off one by one. But there's one last thing on that list, and it's where we all are today, commencement. I find it kind of funny that commencement be the last thing on the list because it actually means to begin or start something new. And you know, I'm probably not the only one who thought of it being the last thing I had to do. But over these past couple of weeks, pushing through the horrible disease of senioritis, I've learned that it might be the last thing on this list and the first thing on the next one. For we all know there's always going to be more things that need done than there is time in the day. Even though we all wish that there could be an extra 2 to 3 hours of the day for extra sleep, time with friends, or just for relaxing, we as a class managed to do so much with the 24-hour days we were given. We managed to win state championships in multiple sports and clubs over the years, and we managed to start up some new traditions, such as the dodgeball tournament. We came to this school for freshman orientation, and I think most of you remember construction workers still being around, and somehow over the years, we managed to turn this jail and its cells into a place Grizzlies could call home, being the first class to go all 4 years in this new school building. We pushed through freshman year and we were the last classes to take the OGTs sophomore year. Too bad we couldn't reap the benefits this year of OGT week, but I'm sure it's better than the park test or any other test the state's going to come up with in the future. Junior and senior year was a blast, except for the fact when most of us realized that real life was coming at us 100 miles an hour. But in the end, we made it here and we can be thankful for that. All of this made us who we are today, and we can never forget the memories and friends who got us to this point. We're going to leave this school today and look back knowing that attending Wadsworth High School not only gave us 4 years of school, but a reason to look forward. We have been given the tools to succeed, and we all have a bright future ahead of us. Whether it be college, the workforce, or serving the country, the class of 2016 is going to change the world we all know. And I can say with great confidence that this change is going to be for the better. Thank you.
Will the class of 2016 please stand? We are so very proud to call ourselves Grizzlies, and we look forward to joining generations of proud graduates who receive their diplomas from Wadsworth High School. We welcome all alumni who are sitting in the audience today. We hope your pride in your school and all its accomplishments continue to grow, just as we are proud of all of you. I now ask that all past graduates now stand and be recognized. At this time, we ask that all members of the audience now stand for the singing of our alma mater, The words are written by Major Williams from the class of 1936, and the music is composed by Gloria Lester from the class of 1933.
Thank you, and please be seated. The class of 2016 is fortunate to have two students recognized as salutatorians. They are Riley Dirth and Annabelle Nicholas. At this time, I would please ask Riley to join me at the podium. Riley is the president of National Honor Society, a member of Huddle, Team Superior, Band, and Cross Country. He is a National Merit Finalist, WHS Student of the Year, Goldstein Award winner, and he was awarded the Harvard Book Prize Award. Riley was also awarded the Frank H. Close Memorial Scholarship. He plans on attending the University of Central Florida and majoring in electrical engineering. Joining Riley today are his parents, Michelle and Stephen Dirth. At this time, I would ask all of Riley's family to please stand and be recognized. As I present the salutatorian medallion to Riley, I would ask you to join me in honoring him with a round of applause. At this time, I would please ask Annabelle to join me at the podium. Annabelle is a National Merit Finalist, AP Scholar with Honor, and Army Scholar Athlete. She is a member of our tennis team and was first team All-Suburban League and first team All-Gazette. Annabelle is a member of Huddle, Stamp, I don't know the name of that club. What's that? And the Science Club. Sorry, I couldn't read it. She was also awarded the Ohio State Maximus Scholarship. She plans on attending The Ohio State University and majoring in neuroscience. Joining Annabelle today are her parents, Terry and Matt Nicholas. At this time, I would ask all of Annabelle's family to please stand and be recognized. As I present the salutatorian medallion to Annabelle, I would ask you to join me in honoring her with a round of applause.
The class of 2016 is honored to have 3 students recognized as valedictorians. They are Molly Adams, Aaron Kilbride, and Darren Gilkerson. At this time, would Molly please join me at the podium? Molly is a member of National Honor Society, Interact Club, Huddle, Stamp, Team Superior, Science Club, French Club, and a member of the girls' high school tennis team. She has received the Ohio State Maximus Scholarship, Rotary Scholarship, and the William and Ruth Call Scholarship. Molly plans on attending the Ohio State University and majoring in health sciences. Joining Molly today are her parents, Julie and Chris Adams. At this time, I would ask all of Molly's family to stand and be recognized. As I present the valedictorian medallion to Molly, please join me in honoring her with a round of applause. This time I would ask Aaron Kilbride to please join me at the podium. Aaron is a member of National Honor Society, Vice President of Student Council, and received the Student of the Year Award. She is a National Merit Commended student and received a perfect score on her ACT. She's a member of Huddle, Team Superior, Key Club, soccer, and track teams. She has received the Student Council Scholarship and the Frank H. Close Scholarship. Aaron plans on attending Rice University and majoring in chemistry and pre-med. Joining Aaron today are her parents, Robin and Randy Kilbride. At this time, I would ask all of Aaron's family to please stand and be recognized. As I present the valedictorian medallion for Aaron, please join me in honoring her with a round of applause. Would Darren Gilkerson please join me at the podium? Darren is a National Merit finalist, an AP Scholar with Distinction, and a member of the Math Club, Book Club, and Wrestling team. He was the Math Student of the Year and also received a perfect score on the ACT. Darren will be attending Harvard University on scholarship and major in engineering and physics. Joining Darren today are his parents, Francie Coe and Wade Gilkerson. At this time, I would ask all of Darren's family to please stand and be recognized. As I present the valedictorian medallion to Darren, please join me in honoring him with a round of applause. Wadsworth City Schools continues to demonstrate excellence in all areas that we hold as high values and beliefs for student achievement and performance. As a AAA school district with high expectations, we take great pride in the areas of academics, the arts, and in athletics. 3 seniors will speak to each area today. First is Darren Gilkerson on academics, second is Heather Summer on the arts, and third is Haley Witchy on athletics.
Good afternoon. First, I would like to thank the administration for giving me the opportunity to speak today. I would like to thank all of my teachers, my family, and Zach Lucer for getting me here. At some point in this building, I learned one person can't go wrong starting a speech with a definition. Academics, the scholarly activities of a school or university as classroom studies or research projects. Well, I realized one can go wrong with the definition because any speech based off of that was going to put us all to sleep. So I went back to the drawing board. I thought long and hard, back to sophomore year speech class, and I thought of another foolproof way to start a speech, and Mr. Berg taught me. It was a good quote. Albert Einstein said, "The value of education is not in the learning of many facts, but in training the mind to think." Many of us here can tell you tangent 2 alpha is equal to 2 tangent alpha over quantity 1 minus tangent squared alpha. We can recite the Pythagorean theorem or Hooke's law, and we can tell you just how many grams are in a mole of whatever substance you throw at us. And though we all might have questioned, when am I ever going to use this again? At some point, Einstein is telling us that question is irrelevant. Though we may or may not use every piece of information we learned here at Wadsworth High School, when we were learning that information, we were being taught many more things. And I can promise you, each and every one of you is going to be using what you were taught almost every day for the rest of your life. If you were ever stressed and you persevered, you were learning about determination. If you studied hard and passed or studied hard and failed, you were learning about rebounding from failure and the joys and success that comes from hard work. If you made and lost friends, stayed up late to do work, or struggled to understand something, you were learning how to think, live, and exist in the real world. Unbeknownst to you, that teacher that gave you a hard time had your best interest at heart. And the hardest class you ever took at Wadsworth High School will soon be a fond memory. We were busy trying to cram facts, and we were forming relationships and just trying to survive high school. And we were being prepared for the next part of our lives, the next step, and that's the real world. And that is the most important education any of us could ask for, and it's a huge part of academics here at Wadsworth High School. So like Brett mentioned, we're the first class to go through this building. Most of us have been in here for 4 years. So we've been in this building for around 5,000 hours, 300,000 minutes, or 18 million seconds. Give or take a few. Some of us skipped a couple of days. And I know that sometimes the seconds spent inside this building felt like they went a lot slower than the ones spent outside of it. But all of a sudden we're here far too soon, 4 years older, wiser, and ready to take the next step in all of our lives. But do not be afraid, because we are an amazing class. We had 3 National Merit Commended students and 5 finalists. We had 2 perfect ACT scores, and as a whole, our class had 3 points higher than the national average. Our school offers 11 AP classes, of which 316 of us took advantage of at least one. Another 184 students took advantage of College Credit Plus this year. We had a lot of students in the career tech programs, which is a great pipeline into career certifications and jobs. And on top of all this, 119 students will be graduating with an honors diploma today. And as a whole, our class took in about $1.2 million in college scholarships for next year. We have worked for all of these things, and we have achieved all of these things, and we can continue to work hard and achieve as a class for the rest of our lives. Over these 18 million seconds spent in the school and the millions and millions of seconds spent outside of it, I have gotten to know so many of you. I am confident in saying that each one of us has the ability to go out and do good with the education we have received. It is the most powerful tool any of us has in changing the world. I beg all of you to use the education you have received here to continue to better yourself and those around you every day. The smallest deeds can make the biggest difference. The next step in all of our lives is here. But as Tolkien said, little by little, one travels far. I believe in each and every one of us. After all, we're kind of a big deal. Thank you.
For those of you who only know my future aspirations, you're probably wondering, why is a future mechanical engineer speaking about the arts? Even being chosen as the Fine Arts Student of the Year, I was shocked. But my friends clarified it for me. Throughout high school, I've received 8 times the fine arts credits required to graduate. I was in both band and art all 4 years of high school. This meant I had to take summer classes in order to fit in the credits required for graduation that I chose art over. I have been involved in 6 drama productions, 4 of which I acted in, 1 I helped with the set, and 1 where I got to be in the pit band. The only fine art I did not participate in was choir, and trust me, that is for the best. After all, the great physicist Albert Einstein once said, "The greatest scientists are artists as well." Whether we act or sing on a stage, put some amazing lines on paper, or even express ourselves through a musical instrument, art is all around us. I was very nervous going into 5th grade, as I'm sure most of us were. There were an overwhelming number of new kids to me. I barely knew anyone in my class. I didn't really have friends. That was the year that I decided that I actually wanted to be good at art. Like, I actually consciously told myself that I wanted to invest myself into doing something that would make me a creator in the world. For me, and many of you sitting in front of me, the arts have given us a portal into a new world. The arts have given us the freedom of expression. You won't find a more accepting place than an activity within the arts, whether it be on stage, singing or acting, through an instrument, or even on a canvas. As kids, I bet it's safe to say that most of us loved art class. I mean, who wouldn't love an opportunity to get messy without being yelled at? I'm still in for the excuse. And I know for a fact that the majority of parents in this gym have at least one piece of artwork from our grade school days. My mom even has a few of my sister and my artworks framed and hung throughout the house. Or what about choir? If you don't like to sing, you're simply lying to yourself. I know my voice is terrible, but if I'm by myself or if the music is loud enough, you can bet anything that I will be belting out the lyrics to my favorite songs. Even when we go out on dates to the movies, we're watching huge, widely profiting art. We are surrounded by art every moment of our lives. But art really connects to the everyday world. Even if you're going into a career where you never think you'll be using the arts, they will still be incorporated in your life. Look around at this building. An artist created this, and it was carefully crafted by many. Even in your social studies, science, math, and especially English classes, you learn about art. Either the art of past cultures, creating your own art through your eloquent words, or simply just having your teacher turn on some music while you do labs or worksheets, you are experiencing the art of everyday life. There's a quote out there that says, "Earth is just without art," and I couldn't agree more. What about athletics, you say? There's a beat in the rhythm of the basketball being dribbled, and each step you take racing toward the finish line, or even in the crowd from the sidelines cheering you on. In a more obvious way, many sports teams and players use music to get pumped up or in the zone before a big game or match to help with nerves. This is only one stand of proof that art is truly an integral part of our everyday lives. I am never happier than I am when I leave a choir concert, musical, comedy, or even a band concert. There is no better feeling than giving it your all in a performance, except maybe hearing the amazing talent of our peers. There is nothing that opens my mind more than seeing the incredible talent we have in Wadsworth High School. The Fine Arts Festival gives us the opportunity to see the amazing work we have all put into the arts. In Wadsworth, we have a tradition of excellence, and the arts are no exception to the tradition. I hope you all fell in love with the arts like I have, and if not, you have your entire lives in front of you to find your favorite form of art. Go explore yourself and find it. Thank you.
Back when I was around 8 years old, I used to cry before every swim practice. 10 years later, and not much has changed. This past season, I'd still get nervous as to what our next tough workout would be, and sometimes even dread going to practice. I've been around this sport for more than half of my life, but I'd still be surprised at how far I could go mentally and physically every single practice or race. That's one of the beauties of playing sports. You can still be surprised every single day, no matter your age, no matter your ability, and no matter what type of sport is in discussion. I'm continuously surprised by the Wadsworth community when it comes to athletics. Friday night football games are considered a whole town event. Our youth sports programs are top-notch in building our next great athletes every single day. And our high school athletes are looked upon as role models for children of any age. Growing up in a town like this, I've seen what sports can do to a community. There is such a large emphasis on teamwork, leadership, competitiveness, and the will to succeed from a young age in our town. These traits help both on the field and in the classroom, in the pool and in the workplace, and on the court and in friendships and relationships. Whether it was back playing football during class, playing paper football during class, getting excited about kickball during recess, or dreading the pacer test back in gym class, sports have had some sort of impact on all of us in some way. For the last 4 years, I've been a member of both the volleyball team and the swim team. Athletics have been a huge part of the majority of my life, and I've especially made a lasting impact on me during my time as a high school athlete. Teamwork is a necessary skill seen in almost every sport, along with being seen in mostly every area of life as well. As we graduates grow up, we can thank our past coaches for forcing us to work together, whether that meant communicating on the field, moving the ball around on the court, or banding together and pushing one another to get through an exhausting workout. Working well as a team has helped our Wadsworth sports teams to be some of the best, and it will also help us with our future endeavors. Looking around the room, we have many leaders among us. Numerous leaders in the areas of academics, arts, and athletics encompass this graduating class. Sports help teach this trait of leadership and help people to step out of their comfort zone and to step up in order for their teams to be successful. This character trait of leadership will follow us all into the next stage of our lives, where we will soon learn how to be independent and lead on our own. High school sports can be brutal. They can be extremely physically and mentally demanding. They require strength and persistence, and most importantly, they require and in turn teach a competitive edge. Competitiveness drives us to not only win on the court, in the pool, on the mat, or on the field, but also to be the best person that we can be in all areas of life. Once we get out into the real world, having a competitive edge will help us strive for the best schooling, the best jobs, and the best experiences that we can get. Competitiveness has helped us to be successful in our high school years and will continue helping us for many more years to come. One last important character trait I believe that being an athlete helps teach is the will to succeed. Success is what a person works for, especially in the area of athletics. Regarding Wadsworth High School, we have had an extremely successful year to conclude our time here at WHS. During this year alone, we had 6 teams clinch the title of Suburban League champion. 1 team a district champion, 1 team a regional runner-up, 1 team a regional champion, 10 individual state qualifiers. We had 1 individual state champion, who happens to be a 2-time state champ. And lastly, we gained our 2nd state title in Wadsworth girls basketball history after our girls won state this past March. The will to succeed is completely evident in this graduating class. As an athlete, as well as a huge fan of all sports, I'm continually surprised every day. Being a part of the extremely rowdy student section at the girls basketball state championship, when that final buzzer sounded and I realized that some of my greatest friends had just won a state title, was an unexplainable feeling, and I wasn't even out there playing on the court. The surprising part of that particular event was just how excited our community and school got for the team. Everyone rallied behind the girls, and that is one of the largest reasons we can pride ourselves on being Wadsworth Grizzlies forever. The importance of athletics in our community has shaped me, and lots of you all out there as well, into the people that we are today. Some of our greatest high school memories, our most cherished friendships, and a few of our best character traits have all come from being Wadsworth High School athletes. So to you, the graduating class of 2016, we did it. We're done with high school and are now free to continue on with the rest of our lives. I believe that we have won.
There are many members of the class of 2016 who have excelled academically. We will now recognize each based upon their final grade point standing. Seniors wearing a red cord symbolic of achieving a 3.2 to 3.49 GPA, earning the distinction of cum laude, please stand to be recognized. Thank you, and be seated. Seniors wearing a silver cord, symbolic of achieving a 3.5 to 3.79 GPA, earning the distinction of magna cum laude, please stand to be recognized. Thank you, and be seated. And seniors wearing a gold cord symbolic of achieving a 3.8 to 4.5 grade point average, earning the distinction of summa cum laude, please stand to be recognized. And finally, seniors wearing a medal from the Joint Veterans Coalition of Medina County are going to the Armed Forces next year. Please stand to be recognized. Thank you, and be seated.
At this time, will the class of 1966 please stand? We are honored that you are joining us today as you celebrate your 50th class reunion. As we look back, your class graduated 295 students, and today the class of 2016 graduates 362. The class of 1966 won 2 league titles in football and boys track, just as 6 of our teams won league titles this year. Your homecoming tradition included a bonfire that was kicked off by the snake dance, and you decorated floats that were presented at the homecoming football game. Your plays were The Curious Savage, You Can't Take It With You, and Dracula. Mr. Lawrence became your new choir director your senior year, just as Mrs. Davis became ours this year. Your French club took a trip to Canada, and your Spanish club went to Mexico, similar to how some of our students will be traveling to Europe this summer. In 1966, gas was 32 cents per gallon. The average cost of a new house was $14,200. The Batman TV series debuted. The Beatles released the song Yellow Submarine, and Lyndon B. Johnson was president. One of Johnson's most famous quotes was, "The noblest search is a search for excellence." Clearly, you have sought after excellence in everything that you have done, and your class helps to remind us to do the same wherever our lives may take us. Again, we welcome you as a return for your 50th high school reunion. We are glad you are present as our honored guest today. Thank you.
Wow, thank you to Brett, Connor, Darren, Heather, Haley, and Aaron for doing a wonderful job of speaking today. It's been a great day so far, and in just a few minutes, the moment that we've all been waiting for is upon us, as each of you will get to walk across the stage and receive your high school diploma. But first, I'd like to share just a few thoughts about the class of 2016. They tell me that the job of high school principal is challenging, is frustrating, is time-consuming, and stressful. And that might be true, but I love every minute of it. I'd like to thank Dr. Hill and the Board of Education for allowing me to be principal of this great class. Parents, I would like to thank you for sending your sons and daughters to school every day and trusting our staff to care for them and educate them. But most of all, I'd like to thank you, the class of 2016, for welcoming me into your family and making Wadsworth High School the best high school in the state of Ohio. We have shared many experiences over the last few years, and would just like to share some of them with you that I will always remember you, as they were certainly special for me. Thank you to our 3 state champions, girls basketball, Winter Guard, and Noah Boffman, for allowing me to enjoy your successes with you and see your passion and excellence displayed. I will always remember you. Thank you to the seniors in our auto class for fixing my car and my truck and my van, and my other van, all in the same week. Without you, I might have had to walk the almost 400 yards downhill both ways to get to school. I will always remember you. Thank you to Shauna and Julia and many others who brighten our hallways with positive notes. And when times get tough, we know that there is always somebody there to say something positive or put a positive note on our locker. I will always remember you. Thank you to Matt in media and Brandon's Eagle Scout Project and many others for sharing their personal triumphs and outside experiences that make my job such a special one. I will always remember you. And thank you to our fine arts programs for their incredible performances throughout the year, especially last night when I was able to go watch our students perform at Playhouse Square, where Larissa Richards received Wadsworth High School's first ever Dazzle Award for the Best Supporting Actress. I will always remember you. And finally, thank you to Camden and others at prom last week, when for the final dance in prom, instead of dancing as individuals, you circled up and danced as a class. It was a very special moment, the best ending to prom that I've ever seen in 25 years. I will always remember you. And finally, class of 2016, thank you for one final moment today. As I told you when you walked into high school 4 years ago, I would be a very proud moment for me will be watching you walk across the stage as all 362 of you will be receiving your high school diplomas. I will always remember the class of 2016. Thank you very much. At this time, I would ask Dr. Andrew Hill, Superintendent of the Wadsworth City Schools, to please join me at the podium. Dr. Hill, on behalf of the faculty and staff of Wadsworth High School, as principal, it is my honor and pleasure to present to you the class of 2016.
Thank you, Mr. Moore. Those were great comments from you. Class, he truly does love you. Every minute of spending that time with you the last 4 years. To all of our alumni and guests here today, we're honored with your presence. Specifically, the class of 1966, we welcome you back home. It's our hope that 50 years from now, these same graduates will return to celebrate their reunion and relive the memories of their years in our school district. This is quite a distinguished class. As I sat through the senior recognition night a few weeks ago, I realized just how many great things that our students had done, while at the same time realizing the great future ahead of each of them. Class of 2016, you should be extremely proud of yourself for not only making it this far, but for the many individual and group accomplishments that you've amassed over your years in Wadsworth. I would also like to take a moment to recognize and congratulate your parents and guardians. Without their support, you would not be where you are today. Parents and guardians, I can only imagine the sense of pride and accomplishment you must feel today. Congratulations to you. You deserve it. Life is a big journey full of many twists and turns. The formal portion of your journey that began in kindergarten 13 years ago comes to an end today, and the next phase begins for you. Whether your journey will take you to college, to a trade school, into the military or workforce, you are now the one who will take over the lead and set your own course. Your world will be what you make of it. The possibilities are truly endless. My hope is that you find love in what you choose. A true love for what you do will give you the energy that you need to accomplish your tasks. While your days as a Wadsworth student are behind you, please know that you are always welcome back. We would love to hear how you are doing and assist you if we can as you make the move into this next phase of your journey in life. Do not forget where you have come from. Become an active member of the Wadsworth High School Alumni Association. It's a great way to stay in touch with your school and classmates. Now, with our Board of Education present, at this time I officially accept from Mr. Moore this year's graduating class. To our board members, I can assure you that all students present today have met the graduation requirements set forth by the state of Ohio and you, our Board of Education, thus earning a high school diploma. Therefore, I make a final recommendation that you now award diplomas to the Wadsworth High School class of 2016. Thank you. Congratulations.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. In a moment, I will begin to read the 362 names of the graduating seniors of the class of 2016. We ask that you please hold your applause until the end to ensure that each student's name is heard. Thank you. Brett David Baker. Connor Jacob Montgomery. Molly Elizabeth Adams. Darren James Gilkerson. Aaron Ann Kilbride. Riley Thomas Dirth. Annabelle Jane Nicholas. Heather Renee Summer. Haley Danielle Witchy. Maya Giselle Annalise Abbott. Katie Lore Adams. Emily Rose Alec. Katie Alkire. Jason Thomas Anderson. Megan Renee Anderson. Chelsea Nicole Andrews. Alyssa Lauren Arbogast. Noah Hampton Arnold. Austin Daniel Arthur. Samantha Ann Atherton. Jonathan M. Bach. Shauna Brianne Bailey. Haley Marie Banfield. Alicia Renee Barnett. Caleb Allen Barnhart. Ashley Marie Bardish. Adrian A. Bates. Brandon Lewis Bauer. Brandon Joseph Boffman. Noah Thomas Boffman. Haley Elizabeth Beery. Allison Elaine Bell. Adam J. Bendel. Catherine Jane Billings. Matthew Robert Blamble. Abby Marie Blankenship. Graham Jonathan Blend. Natalie Joanne Bodie. Alec Joseph Booth. Kobe Aaron Braden. Sarah Catherine Bradley. Jake Henry Brumbaugh. Julia Marie Brooks. Blake James Browse. Isabel Evangeline Buckingham. Christopher Michael Byers. Sean Robert Kane. Mirko Caravello. Craig Carr. Paige Elizabeth Carroll. Elizabeth Ann Carter. Mackenzie Grace Kavanaugh. Philip Edward Kavanaugh. Joseph Dominic Sheff. Abigail Sipar. Major B. Clark. Morgan Lee Clendaniel. Logan Andrew Clevidence. Michael Charles Cliffle. Jason Zachary Collins. Javier Contreras. Morgan Elizabeth Cook. Sean Michael Corp. Rachel Nicole Cossack. Alexander Covert. Savannah Heather Koval. Spencer Douglas Chalky. Christina Lynn Chuchus. Daniel Robert Cundiff. Jonathan Scott Custer. Lucas Mitchell Dahl. Brady Alexander Dirth. Tristan Michael D. Cameron Cole Deemer. Elena Marie Del Moro. Brandon M. Delotel. Jacqueline Grace Duber. David John DeWilly. Bosky Kaur Dhaliwal. Isabella Elena DiBernardo. James Austin Dingus. Julia Christine Drury. Kyle Hayes Dunkel. Devin Allen Dunn. Kevin Michael Dunn. Holly Joelle Dyer. Thomas Weldon Eaton. Alicia Haley Ekman. Hannah Janine Eakers. Sarah Ann Elfers. Jason Elliott Elsas. Michael Stephen Farkas. Calvin Francis Fick. Donald Jacob Fisher. Lauren Michelle Fisher. Matthew John Fix. Tyler James Fix. Michael Anthony Foley. Alexis Noel Freund. Zachary Jacob Freed. Morgan Grace Fryer. Kara Lee Freimeyer. Brandon Michael Fulbright. Kyle Fate Fusen. Austin Joseph Foose. Gunnar Leo Gable. Timothy Wolfgang Geckel. Sarah Emily Gehring. Ryan Patrick Gaither III. Nathan Carl Gannon. Nicole Tatiana Geiger. Alan Gabriel Geimer. Eric Nathan Gerard. Grayson James Giaconia. Tressie Leanne Goebel. Annie Nicole Godin. Seth James Goodwin. Annalise Rose Graff. Elizabeth Katie Gray. Hannah Monet Gray. Sydney Rowan Gray. Devin Clayton Grazier. Kyle Christopher Green. Paige Nicole Grigsby. Thaddeus Michael Gruich. Madison Elena Gunselman. Kyle Tommy Hackney. Carly Ray Hagenbaugh. Robert James Hahn. Bradley Keith Hakeem. Hunter Elizabeth Lee Hale. Kyle Anthony Hall. Mariah Nicole Hargett. Devin Jacob Harp. Mackenzie May Harris. Colleen Marie Hart. Kaylin Elise Harwick. Nicholas Jacob Hassinger. Charles Arthur Hawkins. Jahala May Hayes. Elizabeth Ann Heckler. Julia Mackenzie Heller. Sarah Rihanna Lee Heminger. Matthew Joseph Gerard Herbst. Leanne Elise Herwarden. Alina Marie Hayward. Lauren Elizabeth Hibbard. Allison Nicole Heyer. Daniel Jacob Heyer. Maxwell William Hirsch. Sarah Elizabeth Hoff. Samuel J. Hollick. Alyssa Marie Hopkins. Duncan Charles Hopkins. Blake Richard Horner. Julia Ann Horton. Brittany Kaylee Hout. Robert Thomas Ronitz. David Gerald Alexander Humiston. Andrea Eileen Hunt. William James Hutchinson. Bailey Joseph Jarnigan. Jessica Lynn Jerolam. Savannah Allison Gerald. Christian John Jaskolka. Hannah Lynn Jett. Christopher Lee Johnson, Jr. Courtney Suzanne Johnson. Jenna Lynn Johnson. Jody Lynn Johnson. Vanessa Ray Call. Sydney Ann Kelly. Benjamin Michael Kemper. Patrick Francis Kilker. Kyle Patrick Kinney. Jacob Ryan Kaiser. Brittany Nicole Kittle. Haley Ray Klatka. Jonathan Frank Kluth. Ashley Nicole Knight. Lauren Catherine Knight. Isabella Taylor Keberly. Jeffrey Franklin Koenig. Jenna Ann Kuntz. Faith Marie Kupiak. Haley Nicole Kupiak. Selena Christine Lykos. Ian Alexander Lamb. Luke Anthony Lambright. William Lewis Lamp, Jr. Kyle Anthony Lahr. Michael Joseph Lawrence. Jordan Gregory Lee. Sean Michael Lee. Alexander Donald Lentz. Morgan Marie Lesher. John Paul Lewandowski. Rhiannon Sky Lewis. Haley Mariah Legas. Jarrett Daniel Lilly. Allie Shannon Marie Lind. Nathan Douglas Lockwood. Zachary Jonah Lucer. Bain Michael Lopez. Abigail Luangla. Benjamin Christopher Ludowies. Nicholas Edward Ludowies. Daniel Joseph Malkowski, Jr. Alex Marie Mangano. Madeline Vera Mann. David James Mansfield. Jarrett David Martin. Jordan Scott Matheny. Benjamin Thomas Maurer. Samantha Eileen McGeorge. Stellan Christopher McMaster. Emily Ann McPherson. Cameron Ryan Mendel. John Kellner Merhar. Gabriel Douglas Metzger. Noah Matthew Allen Myers. Dalton Ryan Michael. Tara Christina Maihaka. James Aaron Miller III. Mason Christopher Miller. Riley James Miller. Tyler Matthew Mills. Matthew Michael Miner. Joseph Dylan Mitchell. Annunziata Louise Morick. Jordan Lee Mosier. Zachary Michael Moskus. James Michael Moy. Noah Jonathan Murphy. Morgan Ann Murray. Hannah Riley Musser. Sydney Ann Nardo. Sydney Marie Neusbauer. Andrew Jacob Nias. Kirsten Elizabeth Nielsen. Gary Wayne No Jr. Jonathan Zachary Olenzak. Natalie Rose Allum. Madeline Elizabeth Pace. Morgan Elizabeth Palange. Nicholas Albert Palisak. Justin Brian Polito. Laurel Ann Polito. Hannah Jean Park. Bailey Allen Parrish. Carly Ann Pommier. Chase Ray Pegram. Adam Mason Perebzak. Brian Michael Perebzak. Emily Marie Perebzak. Isabella Grace Perry. Noah Keith Perry. Tracy Angela Peterson. Anders Fulton Peterson. Seth Ryan Phillips. Brittany Noel Pilot. Morgan Ashley Pletcher. Zachary Matthew Porter. Tyler Patel Potter. Natalie Margaret Price. Samuel Stephen Punchak. Mackenzie Joe Pyatt. Madison Lee Quinn. Sarah Catherine Ray. Mark Allen Reber. Lauren Elizabeth Reed. Tanner Stephen Reeling. Alexander Christian Ruggiero. Madison Louise Reinhardt. Benjamin Kurt Reese. Jennifer Morgan Reynolds. Andrew David Rhodes. Larissa May Richards. Sarah Antonina Richmond. Jackson C. Roberts. Alexander Richard Robinson. Morgan Paige Sabo. Maya Rin Sauer. Kayla Elizabeth Sayer. Rachel Ann Sayer. Jacob Matthew Schmidt. Delaney Elizabeth Schoonover. Daniel Joseph Seals. Jonathan David Sees. David Troy Selzer. Kayla Christine Shepler. Brendan Mackenzie Shirley. Kelsey Lynn Shreve. Sophia Christine Ciatris. Nicholas Edward Simcoe. Michaela Sky Simpson. Daniel J. Sisler. Lauren Ashley Sisapon. Brett Walter Slanta. Dakota Heath Smith. Dakota Jacob Smith. Jake William Smith. Lindsay Summer Smith. Luke Allen Smith. Alexandra Leanne Starling. Guinevere Brianne Starling. Megan Joanne Stevens. Hannah Marie Studenik. Tara Nicole Summerson. Rosalind Ann Sumney. Brendan Scott Swam. Benjamin Schwartzbaugh. Michael Brandon Sweezy. Reagan Nicole Zalay. Clarice Diane Taylor. Shannon Ray Thayer. Nicholas Russell Thomas. Nicholas Ryan Thompson. Ross Edward Thompson. Dean Matthew Tibbetts. Alden Andre Towsley. Michael Anthony Trenta. Lauren Renee Triplett. Perry Elizabeth Turk. Kaylin Brooks Tarosi. Nathan James Van Dyke. Sarah Rose Vance. Chloe Ray Vaughn. Ross Anthony Villela. Benjamin Arthur Walton. Connor Patrick Warholic. Emily Megan Weaver. Michael Madison Weeks. Daniel Scott Weinerman. Cody Joshua Welton. Nathan Wade Wemmer. Luke Jacob Wenneman. Monica Lynn Wheeler. Caroline Grace Whitaker. Nathan Paul Wisterman. Charles Ray Wiggins. Tristan James Jackie Willard. Brennan Lane Williams. Camden Summer Williams. Cheyenne Mabel Whitty. Aaron Michael Wolf. Jarrett Charles Yost. Riley James Yost. Kelly Ann Young. Kyle Thomas Zeitz. Joshua K. Zembus. Taylor Reese Zuhowski. Katerina Dolores Zuder. And Drew Natalia Zwizzler.
Wow, congratulations, class of 2016. Before Class President Brett Baker comes up and leads us with our tassel ceremony, we have a slight issue, class. We are not going to exit out these front doors. We are going to exit out the back. So we're going to go just like we were supposed to, just like we did in practice, but we're going to go out the back, okay, just like you came in. So you're going to go out, and everyone goes that direction and get to the commons to throw your tassel. We learn on the fly here, the class of 2016, okay? We will go to the commons area, out the back to the commons area, and we will throw our cap and gowns there. To do that, come out and get a picture. Please leave. Please do not leave out the front, okay? We'll throw our caps, not our gowns. Come on, Brett.
Graduates of the class of 2016, please stand. To signify that you are now a graduate of Wadsworth High School, please move your tassels from the right to the left. Congratulations. you.